Hey, Melissa. How are you doing? How are you doing, Melissa? Okay. How's your health going? Are you doing any better? Did you? Hey, Maureen. I may have to repaint my walls because the light, my room, like, is two colors. There's brown walls, and then there's like this oranges red wall. So the light reflects from the orange red onto my face. So um, I'm kind of looking like Trump. Look orange. Hello, Jacqueline. How are you? Thanks everyone for joining. I see we got 3 folks talking, 6 people in the room now. Hey, big brother and Elaine. Sorry to hear that, but being a diabetic is very manageable. So, just take good care of yourself, watch what you eat. I don't know if you're the diabetic that, needs sugar or has too much sugar, but it's very manageable. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? Oh, happy birthday, Sylvia. I'm glad you are joining us. I can understand you have to leave early for your dinner, but thank you for joining us. Gabby gets arrested tomorrow, but I don't. They threw me for a loop. I didn't know she was gonna. They were gonna come back and say that it was the same drug, the drug Gabby, which just lets me know that my suspect Lee Shin or Chad is responsible for Abigail getting drugged, and they got Rolf to frame Gabby. Hey, Jacarius and Andrew. Um, Bold and Beautiful are doing reruns. This is Brook Creek. I don't watch the reruns, so I'm not that kind of nostalgic fan where I can watch shows from 10 years ago and be excited. I like seeing the new stuff, so my main focus is General Hospital and Days of Our Lives. And starting next week or after tomorrow, the main focus is Days of Our Lives. Okay, well, make sure you take your pill regularly. And once again, still try to eat as healthy as possible and exercise. And you can exercise from home if you need exercises. YouTube is a great place to find, exercises for at home for your skill level. Hey, Patricia. Yeah, Eric. I think he was my favorite Ethan. Is he the one that left first, or he the replacement? I can't remember anymore. It's been too long. Um, I kind of think Jake is Stefan, but I think they're going to do everything in their power to make us feel like he's really Jake. Um, we got Louise Sorrell coming in to be Vivian to possibly explain Jake's as Stefan or Stefan as Jake. Um, we also got Jake's girlfriend showing up to help him get Gabby to leave him alone. So I'm trying to find out who got casted for to play Jake's girlfriend. Yeah, Sylvia, it probably is Chad. He's still zombie Chad, and he's gonna go away with Abigail to Florida, wherever the treatment center is. But he'll be coming back, and she'll be staying because she quit the show. Well, Sarah and Brady, they didn't hook up, so they didn't even show them in bed. But it's all to get back at Xander. But I actually like Sarah and Brady as a couple. I like Kristen and Brady more, but I do like Sarah and Brady as a couple. I know some people want Brady and Chloe back as a couple when she returns to the show, but also Philip is coming back, so there's also a lot of Philip and Chloe fans. So we'll see how that goes, especially with Kristen coming back. Joan, of course, they'll get rescued. This is just par for the course for Days of Our Lives. It's John's turn to get kidnapped. It's either Marlene or John or both of them at the same time. But Marlena was just last kidnapped by Stefano, so now it's John's turn to get kidnapped. It's like a really bad joke on the show of, Marlena and John getting kidnapped like every 3 to 6 months. Hell, David's been kidnapped twice. He's just a baby. There's a lot of kidnappings on Days of Our Lives. It's like a regular thing. It's almost Kate's turn to be kidnapped next. Pamela, I keep telling people that, even though different companies have been throwing out projected dates of when to start, there's a lot of people that refuse to wear masks. There's a lot of people that are, pretty much breaking the law, congregating. Governors have been pressured to reopen, and it could really cause like a second major flare up that causes all to be re-quarantined. Um, and so you really can't rush it, and you can't anticipate what's going to happen. The studios will try to come up with a plan so that the actors can get back to work, but we're dealing with nature. When it comes to man and nature, nature always wins. So we have no idea what a pandemic, how a pandemic is going to change things. Let me see. A little behind in the comments because I think I've been answering some comments taking a while to answer some comments. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see who I missed. Okay, he was a replacement. Thank you, Christy. Um, but I like both Ethans. Gabby was framed because, if it's Stefano doesn't like Gabby. Okay, we'll get our quarantine Emmys where they just announce it, where they announce it. They can't congregate, and they'll send them in the mail or something. But I guess we'll get like the Zoom version of the Emmys. Um, Emmys from Home with the Stars. Um, oh, Roz. Okay, Roz. Yeah, I don't know when. The only soap we got is going to be Days of Our Lives after tomorrow, and there's lots of binge watching and different things. There's so much out there that we can do in the meantime. So the only thing I may watch again is something I absolutely hate, which is the nurses' ball. And I'm only going to do it if I can get y'all to do it with me. So I may create a Zoom for 6 to 7 people who want to watch or hate watch or love watch the nurses' ball, and we can just talk about it. We don't have to watch it live. We can always watch it at the same time and then just talk about it. Because I hate the nurses' ball, but that could be a fun thing to do. Just got to know which folks out there want to watch the nurses' ball together so we can talk ish. Yeah, and also the truth is the only one we have consistently till November is Days of Our Lives, and and even when Bold and Beautiful and Young and Restless and General Hospital do go back to filming, there's going to be at least a month before they actually have enough episodes to, put them out regularly, because they got to film it, then they got to edit it. There's probably going to be a little rehearsal time. So it'll take we're not looking until maybe August or September before soaps come back. Because if they start filming in June, then maybe July-ish. And if they start in July, then we got August, September-ish. So it just all depends. Debbie Schaefer, do Eric and Nicole get married? The answer that I'm going to say is no. I don't think they're going to get married based on the spoilers. Yeah, the first Ethan did want to leave Passions. Now, is the first Ethan the guy who now plays the lead in Bull? I don't watch the show, but I kind of remember he was on soaps. He was on some soap I watched. Sammy is supposed to be coming back with her son. I haven't heard about her bringing her daughter back, but Chris Garvey, yeah, I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen that yet, at least. Yeah, I don't think Eric and Nicole get married because spoiler said that they're gonna get engaged, but they're not actually going to end up going through with the wedding for whatever reason. I don't know what the crazy reason will be. I actually love Xander and Sarah together. They're probably my favorite couple on the show. They have a lot of spice and excitement with those characters. Um, Cheryl, I actually would love for them to give joint custody, but I think the more shocking twist would be if Nell gets full custody, because that's the more dramatic thing to do. That brings the most storylines to play. It makes Michael and Willow in anguish, and Carly is going to lose her crap, and Sonny's going to be mad at Julian. And that's what soap operas are made of. That's what they do. They could split the difference and have joint custody, but I just have this sneaking suspicion because they said on Thursday Nell gives the performance of a lifetime, and I think she's going to end up getting a baby. Everyone got possessed on days. Are you talking about the chips in their head? Because only Marlena got demonically possessed. And I think Marlene only got possessed one time because I see Bridget, Zoe's Secret. It hasn't come out in the spoilers yet, but I think it comes out like Friday. I didn't watch the special. I heard about it. A lot of people talking about Luke and Laura on Twitter and how dare they make a rapist the romantic lead that had the whole world watching and loving their wedding. I kind of said the same thing, but I got swept up in it too, but I was a kid. I didn't understand that Luke raped Laura. But hey, how many people love Dynasty and Crystal and Blake and want them to be together? When in season 1, Blake raped Crystal. It's like, you're my wife. You know, I can have it if I want it. Blake raped Crystal, and they made them like super couple. It's just something they did in the 80s, which is reprehensible now. Don't know Zoe's secret, but I think we find out Friday or ish. It'd be curious. It'd be crazy if her secret is she's working with her father. Um, yes, Cheryl. The great thing about Days having new episodes is this is an excellent opportunity for people that wouldn't normally watch Days, that love their soaps. They can actually watch Days of Our Lives now and get to know the characters. It's a great time. They're kind of winding down with May Sweeps, but this is a great time for people to get to know the characters and you know what's going on the show. I wish they had something a little more exciting going on. Well, there's some people that complained about the soap documentary on Twitter, and they were saying that it should have been a Netflix multi-part documentary, which I can actually agree with. Or even on ABC, they need shit. So, you know, I wish they had thought of doing a maybe 4-week documentary or something. They could really got deep into it. But with like 11 soap operas that, you know, over the years, the main ones, in 2 hours, wasn't happening. See, I heard something about reality shows replacing soaps and people doing crazy memes on Twitter. But like I said, I didn't watch the show. It is on Hulu, so you know I may find some time. What about Young and the Restless? True. Yeah, they forgot about Passions. Did they also forget about Generations and Titans? And well, they probably did daytime soaps only. The Nurses Ball started off okay, but now it really feels like they're forcing actors to do things that they don't want to do. Sing when they can't sing, dance when they can't dance. There's a lot of very cringe-worthy scenes at the Nurses Ball. Well, how do people feel about Lucy no longer ending up in her underwear at the end of every Nurses Ball? Is that something that she got passed on to another actress? Just maybe she felt she got too old to do it, or they decided they didn't want to keep doing that. Because I think the last time I saw it, she looked like she had bloomers on. It was weird. Mm. Well, Patricia, no matter whether Julian and Alexis have sex or not, which is the rumor, is part of the rumor mill right now. The spoilers are all speculation. Nobody does. When you look at the spoilers now, if you read anything about Bold and Beautiful, General Hospital, or Young and Restless, it's all speculation and just people just trying to get clicks because there's no new spoilers out for those shows, not from a reputable source. And the CBS, ABC, they're not releasing any information about what could potentially happen in the future. The actors can't really talk about what's going to happen in the future. And so, unless you get it straight from like ABC or NBC, I mean CBS, you know, those spoilers are just, if you really read the spoilers and not the headlines, you'll see that they're saying maybe if, what if, this could happen, that could happen, but they're not saying this will happen. But they write the headline as clickbait. And so some people, they just read the headline and they put an old picture of Julie and Alexis together, and then put their headline out there, and then people assume that the headline is reality when it's speculation. Allie's being recast as an adult. Okay, okay, I'll look out for that information. But they don't have a younger group of people on Days of Our Lives, which they're going to need, especially for summer. So Johnny and Allie, as these characters come back, I'm sure they're replacing Sierra and all of them who were once the young kids on the block with their storylines, because they don't have any younger people. Sierra and everybody are now in their 20s. They don't have any teens on the show. Hmm. So Patricia, you actually are rooting for Abe and Kate. Um, I don't see it. We're talking about whatever soaps people want to talk about, because there's only two that are new. I don't, separate the time. I actually disagree. I think that, well, that Brady did the right thing. Kristen been trying to have a baby for what, 20 years now, just like Nicole was desperately trying to have a baby for years and years and years. And hell, I might have stabbed Victor too. So it's not like she didn't have a good reason. He did kidnap her, have her baby switched, and make her think her baby was dead. Fired Brady, and just pretty much took a dump on them, and with no legal repercussions. So yeah, I understand why Kristen did what she did. I understand why Brady did what he did. So I'm not mad at him. The only thing that was really stupid on today's episode is that when Victor was on a humble saying that, what can he do to make this up to Brady, and Brady said fire Xander, and I'm like, recant what you said about Kristen. That's what you can do, so we can have his woman and his baby back. Hell, she might be the reason why they don't get married. You never know. It's a soap opera. That's the answer. Why isn't Kristen in jail for all her many crimes? She shot Marlena. No, Xander shot Marlena. Why is he still out of jail? Why isn't Victor and Xander in jail for baby switching? You know, and nobody knows that Sarah kidnapped the baby. It didn't go outside of the family. Excuse me. It didn't go outside the family. So nobody knows, unless somebody snitches, nobody knows that Sarah ran away to Paris with the baby. Right. We only got one more day. They just went to recess, and Nell's testimony of a lifetime, as it's put in the spoilers, is tomorrow. So that there's no time for a verdict to return. Thank you for stopping through, Melissa. We really appreciate you. So, and take care of yourself. Hope you feel better. Well, I know Kristen and Brady. Kristen is coming back to the show relatively soon, so she won't be gone that long. So I don't know if there'll be something in her way to get if Brady will end up with somebody else before she gets back. So let me scan the questions because I'm way too far back. See, when I highlight the questions, it slows me down even more. So Jeannie Francis has just admitted that Luke and Laura storyline changed canvas, I think, by Gunza. Both Jeannie Francis and Tony Geary didn't like that Luke and Laura, they didn't like each other, but they also didn't like that Luke and Laura became this big thing after the rape. So neither one of them were comfortable with it. And this is based on old interviews they both did years ago, especially when Luke and Laura broke up that last time and they had her re-dealing with being raped by Luke. I'll tell you this with the rumors that Peter's coming back. They've been saying this for what, the 8 years I've been watching now. Ain't happened yet. And he will come on interviews and say, I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back. He came back one time just to be killed all the way off, just so that he thought he was giving fans closure, and still weren't happy. So they always say Bo's coming back. I think everybody knows how I feel about the third baby theory. So I can answer that. Netflix is focused on things that are profitable. And the sad truth about soaps is that the audience, like even I'm 46, but the audience usually is an older audience, and they're really focused on trying to get, you know, a certain type of viewers. They're really focused on certain types of viewers. You know, they ain't worrying about us. As simple as that. You know, and also a soap, you really got to think about it. Soaps, some of them have been on for 50 or more years, even the ones that got canceled. You know, and, you know, some fans want a streaming service to put like 30 years of soaps on their streaming platform. And they're not going to do that because that's just way too much space taking up for something that's going to have a niche audience. So as much as we love them, you know, they're more likely to put a new soap opera on than put years and years and years of old stuff on. It's too much of a gamble. Even Hulu did New One Life to Live and New All My Children. They didn't do like the whole history of All My Children One Life to Live. And they skewed it so the audience would be, they focus more on the younger characters than the older characters. People have been talking about Generations for years. There's always these rumors that get people hopeful, and I have yet to see any of it come through. None of it. Victor and Xander should go to jail, but they won't. Victor and Xander are very popular characters on the show, so they would find some way to get around them going to jail no matter what. Hey, Cherie. I don't want Victor and Xander. Yeah, yes, Nick, Georgia. Nicholas is interested in Elizabeth. Ava singing "You Don't Own Me" was the worst. I can't believe you're saying that was one of the worst. But she actually wasn't that bad compared to like Franco and Dr. O singing last year, which was god awful. They're not going to jail. Actually, I agree with that. The new Nicholas to me just doesn't have the same intensity as Tyler Christopher. And I think that's really missing from the character. But I could definitely see him as another Lucky. That's true. Last soul standing until the other three come back. Next week, Steve is actually going to try to get Kayla back. So they're kind of fast forwarding that story. Um, well, Sylvia, they do get arrested. Kristen got arrested. Xander got arrested. Maggie got arrested. Will got arrested. But they just don't stay in there. Yes, a nurses' ball party, just to make fun of it. Oh Lord, you like everything about the nurses' ball. This is the thing. Just because I despise the nurses' ball doesn't mean that I don't appreciate others who enjoy it. You know, you don't have to dislike it just because I don't like it. So I'm glad it makes you happy. This is a good theory. I'm kind of curious if this is a dream. I'm starting to go back and forth now, looking at these July spoilers for Days of Our Lives. It's kind of about to make me maybe believe it's not a dream. Or Bonnie reading a book. Yeah, I'm gonna be asking for people to volunteer next week to be a part of a Zoom to watch the nurses ball, and we'll record it and put it up for the soap fan. So I'll be putting information out there so people can join the Zoom next week. And we just got to pick a time to watch, maybe 8 p.m. or something Eastern time. It was a good time. So, Sir and Xander, it's the same as with Steve and Kayla and when Marlena and John are together. Soap operas bring characters together and they tear them apart, and they bring them together and they tear them apart. So this is just their latest cycle of Sarah and Xander not being together. Yeah, Cheryl, I'm starting to think it's not a dream. And this is now just newly based on the spoilers for July that's coming out now. The summer preview for July. It sounds like we're still in the same storylines. So Nurses Ball is an event they have on General Hospital once a year. And that's usually where major secrets are spilled and there's usually some action scenes or something, or a bomb. Something happens. Okay, no fighting in the comment section. I know who you're talking to. I just totally skipped over that. The time jump is supposed to be over in June, but like I said, from what I read in July, I don't know anymore. I'm completely I don't know. There you go, Jenny. If you're on, if Jenny's not on, she'll be watching a rerun. I think that's what it's going to be. My theory was that there was a spoiler that came out that says, about Bonnie's book. It like there's something about the book that's a big deal, and I'm kind of thinking that someone is being read her book, and her book had all this crazy stuff in it about the time jump storylines. But maybe they'll do it in a way that is based on some real things that happened, so that some of the stuff in the time jump really did happen. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. Hey, no fighting in the comment section. That's why I skipped it. Yes, Patricia, Orpheus will get caught. Gabby will not be going to jail for the simple fact that the storyline with her and Jake is just too big. They brought him back from the dead just to have them as a couple. They're not going to really throw her in jail for real. Yes, Christy. Unfortunately, I'm starting to think those early spoilers that came out in December, January may be wrong. So I'm keeping an eye on it of if it's a dream or if it's like somebody being read Bonnie's book. Bonnie's book. But in June we'll find out one way or the other. The truth will be come out in June. But in July we have 4 weddings. Each week is going to be dedicated to a different person's wedding. Doesn't mean they're going to get married, because we know Gabby and Eli had a wedding that didn't happen. We had Eli and Lonnie had a wedding that didn't happen. So just because somebody in Salem have a wedding doesn't mean they actually tie the knot. That's the whole Eric and Nicole spoiler, that they get engaged, but something's going to happen where they don't get married. But yeah, and I'll do some spoiler news. I'm going to do a video on this, but one of the girls is pregnant. I found out this morning which character's pregnant. So, any guesses on for Days of Our Lives? If you already know that which character they revealed this morning is going to be pregnant. Yeah, sure. I'm ignoring the Ari. It wasn't a nasty, because I'll kick a person out, if it's nasty. But when somebody said a unnecessary comment about Days. Cheryl Simpson, I'm not doing a sauna every day because I get dehydrated and die, but I'm going to be doing it like every other day. I was supposed to do it tonight, and then I said, "Oh crap!" So I'd be in the sauna right now if I didn't remember it was Wednesday. Because y'all know what happened last Wednesday. I was sitting in the sauna. I was like, "Holy crap! I'm supposed to be on live. Supposed to be live right now." And I came up here with my pores open. Wendy, I'm not watching Winter's Week because I don't watch the old shows. And I think that it's a miscarriage of justice that they can dedicate a whole week to the winters because of how important they are. But yet, when the new shows come back, they treat the black people like crap. So, you know, hopefully when they come back, a strong Winter's Week will mean, because I still record on DVR, but a strong Winter's Week will mean that maybe they'll understand that these minority characters are just as important as the other characters. Big Brother, Sierra is not pregnant. Cherie, Sierra's not pregnant. Big Brother, Sarah's not pregnant. Let me see who's the first person to guess who's pregnant. Delicia's not Sierra. Well, so Deanne Nagel, you say this sucks because Eric Nicole getting married, they need a happy ending. The reason why they're not getting married is because it's not the end. They have lots and lots of drama that be had because it's a soap opera. Usually, when soap characters get married, it doesn't mean a whole lot because they usually start working on how to break them up, like they did. Will and Sonny, they were barely married before this time jump caused them to get divorced or try to get divorced. Yes, Forever Days. I'll also be doing a video on Judy Evans. I have the picture and everything. I just haven't had an opportunity to do my days. So let me go ahead and say who's pregnant is Lonnie. So Lonnie is the one on days that's going to be pregnant, and Eli's going to propose to her again. But they couldn't have a conversation about Lonnie don't want the baby. I'm like, what? You just been crying over your dead baby for like a year, and now Lonnie's going to get pregnant again, and she's not going to be sure if she wants to keep the baby. That makes no sense to me. Well, as I've been saying, um, there's no way to really predict when the shows will be back on. Now, I do think that some studios will follow Tyler Perry's suit, where Tyler Perry in July is going to film season 2 of The Oval and season 2 of Sisters. And he's going to do it by having the cast tested for coronavirus, and then they're going to be living at his studio, which has housing and restaurants and things like that. And he's just going to make sure that no one on in the studio has the coronavirus, so that the actors can safely film. Now, if that works out for him, I feel like other studios may follow suit and do something similar. But we'll see if Tyler Perry is going to be the trailblazer that gets shows back to filming based on what he does at his studio to film new seasons of his shows. people rarely get busted on Days of Our Lives that are main characters. No, Deanne, it's not Sierra pregnant. It is Lonnie. Yeah, I assume that she's going to have a fear that she'll have another baby that is stillborn or whatever. But I can't see her character talking about having an abortion because of her fear. You know, I can see her being paranoid about being pregnant after what happened that first time. I mean, we better not kill the second baby. It was bad enough they killed the first baby David, but she better have a healthy baby this time around. I don't want no more tears from her because she can't act. So we don't need her trying to act act sad. Yep. Eli and Lonnie are. I'm trying to figure out who the fourth marriage is. Eli and Lonnie is going to get engaged. Eric and Nicole are going to get engaged. Ben and Sierra are engaged. And there's a fourth couple. There's a fourth wedding. And I can't figure out, so far who that fourth one's going to be. Is it Steve and Kayla? Is it Kayla and Justin? Is it going to be Will and Sonny? I don't know. Kristen and Brady? I don't know. So there's supposed to be 4 weddings, one each week. And I'm looking every day in the spoilers to try to see what more information I can squeeze out. And on Twitter. Sarah loves Xander, so I think love will find a way. He did save her mother from committing suicide, and I'm sure he'll be persistent in trying to get her back. And Sarah's weak, and Xander wore her down before. I don't see him giving up now just because of Brady, but Brady taking his job will probably make him want to steal Sarah back even more. I think Sean and Belle have been gone too long to be the couple that gets married. Sean and Belle are coming back to the show because they're bringing Claire back, and so Sean and Belle have scenes with Claire. I think it could. My thought is it could be a Justin and Kayla wedding because I read that Justin may propose to Kayla, and then Steve will crash the wedding and marry her instead of Justin. I can see them doing some craziness like that. Michelle, let's not put that in the ether. let's pretend we don't want Ron to see none of that. That was probably glycerin. That girl can't act. She's stiff as hell. They're just starting the Abe and Kate romance. I don't think they're ready to get married by July. The fourth couple could be Jack and Jennifer. The fourth couple could be Jack and Jennifer, and they can get remarried. They are bringing Eve back to try to break up Ben and Sierra marriage, so she can hang around and to also try to break up Jack and Jennifer from getting married. Like I said, there's so many couples out there on the show unmarried. It's hard to figure out what the fourth one is. Well, I think Will and Sonny's exit will probably be like they did on Modern Family, with them probably leaving to get a baby or something because now they got all this baby talk. But I think that's going to be their exit. They're probably going to go to China or something to get a baby. It's the exact thing I said earlier. That should have been the first thing to come out of Brady's mouth. You know, retract your statement about Kristen so she can come home and I can be with my baby. I do like Jake. I still hope he's Stefan. But, you know. Oh, man. I wish Ben and Sierra had a real storyline. I wish they had something really good going on. Right now, they just feel like filler. But they have so many fans. The fans are just happy they're engaged and you know. Yeah, but I do think Sierra and Ben will make it down the aisle. I do think they'll actually get married, especially if Eric and Nicole don't get married. I think that if anyone makes it down the aisle, it'll be Sierra and Ben and Steve and Kayla. If they're the fourth couple, I think Steve and Kayla will get married because I think that they know how bad the fans want Steve back with Kayla. And they're not even trying to show her with a realistic relationship with Justin. They're not even trying. I think you mean Rafe and Zoe, but I thought about Rafe and Zoe, but I don't think Zoe is a character that's going to be around for very long. I really don't. I haven't seen any exit for her character, but I also haven't seen exit for Orpheus, and I know he'll be done soon. Oh man, there's no way in hell, unless they're in a dream or reading a book, that Claire would be Sierra's maid of honor. She might set the whole thing ablaze. She ain't cared. Oh no. I think John and Marlene have been married enough. You know, they don't need to it's too soon to be renewing the vows. Now here's the thing. How do y'all feel about Sierra's ring, which is not a real ring? I then he got no money. Not even, she's got a whole ass trust fund. She'd be like, "Good, pay me back." Oh man, Victor was like, "What's that?" Yeah, I do watch General Hospital. I am a little bit behind this week. I haven't seen today's episode. I know that Diane called Alexis and was like, Julian's married to Nell. I know that Carly thinks that they have it in the bag to get the baby, which means to me they definitely don't. Um, Sonny just needs to get a clue. His father is barely hanging on, you know, because it would be really silly for the show to make him suddenly lose it all over again. It don't work like that. But Maurice is doing a great job as the son that don't want to let go of his father. I wish he would verbalize a little bit more. He has those sad eyes, but I wish Sonny could verbalize what he was feeling and not just emote. Rafe is leaving the show because he got fired. That's why he's leaving the show. I don't like Zoe. I'm just not a Zoe fan. I hope that that's all the way wrong. Me neither. I'm ready for Zoe to go. The actress has no personality. She doesn't bring anything to the character. I look forward to seeing Vivian again. And I love Robin Strasser, but Louise Sorrell, she's Vivian. But I would have been happy if Robin stayed Vivian. I saw someone say, when is Vivian coming back? She's coming back in like June or July. I originally read June, and then I saw someone on Twitter today saying July. I still think it's June. Well, when it comes to Alexis losing her job, it doesn't make any sense that her and Neil both lost their jobs and now they're not together. So they lost their jobs for nothing and they're still not a couple. I think they need to just let Neil go. Well, she got her job back. Well, actually, she didn't get a job back at Titan because she never quit her job. We just never see Sierra at work or Xander. But today we learned she actually still works for Titan because she tried to quit because Victor didn't want her and been married. So that's it, everyone. It's 9 o'clock. Um, and this was a very nice conversation. I really appreciate everybody coming in, and please hit that like button. We actually only have 27 likes with 81 people in the room. So before you go, can you hit that like button, please? I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all next week. And now I'm not confirming it yet, but I'm thinking about changing the date from Wednesday because the Oval comes on at 9 and I review that. So that's why I stop at 9 so that I can watch that show, so I can review that and get that online. But yeah, would y'all? I'm gonna put it in our soap opera group too, but I'm thinking about changing our date to Tuesday or Thursday. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Have a good week, and I will see y'all when I do my live on Saturday at noon Eastern Time. Have a good night, everyone.